Hello, Sarais. Welcome to your lesson number 3. Today we're going to study the future tense. As a little review, remember when you when we're talking about the past tense and you have questions with this construction, did you like, for example, something? You have to provide a short answer. Okay, yes or no. On the other side, when you have questions like what, where, when using WH words, you need to give more information, so long answers. I mentioned you before, we're going to study today the future tense. So there's two ways of constructing future in English. The first one is using the modal verb will, and the other one is using the phrasal verb going to. So let's remember the first example. We have the construction. I will bake a cake next week. Remember, you have a personal pronoun, you have the modal verb will, you have the main verb, which is bake, and you have the complement, and as I mentioned during the class, you have the adverb, that in this case is at the end. Continuing with the will construction, now you have the same as I mentioned before, personal pronoun, modal verb, and complement. But here, remember you have the modal verb at the beginning. So, tomorrow, Barbara will visit her friend. In this example, I want you to pay attention to the adverb. In this case, it's neither at the end nor the beginning. It is in between the modal verb will and in between the verb be. So, Jose will always be an engineer. Now remember, Sarais, here you have a little chart of all the adverbs of time. Okay, next year, next month, next March, next week, next Monday, in 1 to 3 days, by the end of the year, etc. And here you have your list of verbs. So remember, when you are talking about the future with the modal verb will, you do constructions such as the examples. So next week, we will have English classes. Okay, I want you to go through all the examples again and practice. And I want you also to practice the pronunciation of this word in red. Senior care or elderly care. Let's review again the second construction of the future. Be plus going to. So, my brother and I, plural, are going to bake a cake. So here the key is in the verb be. You have to always be careful if it's plural, if it's singular. Okay? Either are or is. And don't forget that the going to are always to be together. Always the going and the to. Here you have second example where you can see how the be, the verb be, has changed into singular form, is. And as with the will construction, you also have the adverbs of time either at the end or at the beginning. Now remember, with this construction, you can use the same adverbs of time, same verbs, but here you have to be very careful with the verb to be, is, are, and the going to. So here you have some examples that we work in class, and I want you to review them and practice again. As a final reminder, when do you use will and when do you use going to? Remember, will you use when you want to give a quick response, a fast response, a spontaneous response. And also when you are talking about facts, things that are not going to change. On the other side, you talk about the future with the construction going to when you're talking about things, events that you have already planned, and also when there's enough evidence for something you're going to say. Thank you for coming again. I will see you next class and don't forget to watch the video as many times as you want. Bye bye.